All right, well, welcome to our Monday night call. My name's Emily Kozlowski. I am a QNMD on this amazing team, and I'm so excited just to be on tonight and have my good friend Danielle Hatton be sharing with us tonight. But before we jump into everything, I did want to share just how excited I am that you guys are on this call. I think that just over, my almost 5-year journey with this, it's all about staying connected to the team and staying close to the fire. And Danielle and I were both together at the Las Vegas boot camp this weekend. And it was just so amazing. I went back-to-back weekends for boot camps. I was in Branson and then Vegas. And I can tell you guys that, like I said, over this 5-year journey, I always go back to the basics. And something I heard this weekend was staying really close to the fire. Don't wait to get cold to try and find the fire. Just stay close and you'll be warm all the time. And I just thought that was so good because as we, connect on this Monday night call every night, there's always different things that we take away, no matter how long you've been in this or how new you are. And so I'm excited to feature Danielle tonight. And I'm going to share a little bit about her before she hops on. But Danielle and I met just through the business. We were just sideline friends, and we both really connected instantly with our stories. They're kind of similar. We both got started when we were young. And we saw this long-term vision for our lives. And we have just kind of been each other's cheerleaders. If you've been in the business probably for more than a day, you know that you're going to hear no's. There's going to be hard days. There's going to be really good days. And I think what's so cool about Danielle and I's relationship is that we always remind each other, like reality. We always bring each other back down to reality, but we always keep each other in a really positive mindset, and we're always in each other's corners with any goals we're going towards. We keep each other really accountable. And she's just been an amazing sideline buddy for me to connect with on this journey of Juice Plus and really life. So as I introduced Danielle, she can share a little bit more in detail, but she is, this is so bad. I don't know how old you are, Danielle. I think you're 23. She's living in New York City. She just got engaged last summer, and we were actually celebrating her engagement party before the boot camp before the Vegas boot camp. And she'll share a little bit more about her story, but she just recently, and I mean recently as in like 2 days ago, reached 12 Club, and her team is just duplicating, and it's so fun just to watch her and her girls run with this business. And it's just exciting that we have a brand new 12 Club on this call, you guys. So if you guys don't know what 12 Club is, it's basically she has helped 12 people duplicate a qualified business in her organization. And so she's going to get like an all-exclusive invite to our Elton Awards in the fall in Austin, Texas. And the company it's that first big recognition piece of 12 Club. So Danielle, we're going to kind of go back and forth tonight. We're going to keep this call as short as possible and open it up for questions at the end. But we're kind of going to go back and forth. I'm going to ask her some questions. So I'm going to bring you on, Danielle, and I want you to share with us why you decided to start this business at such a young age and what it's done for you.
Yeah, for sure. I'm so excited to be here. Hi, everyone. So yeah, I'm Danielle. I'm 23. I'm from England, but I live in New York, and I'm currently in Las Vegas still. I joined the business when I was 18. I honestly was just so sure. Like I didn't honestly know really much about it, and I just jumped in because I was in a situation in my life where I was a little bit lost, didn't really know what I was going to do. I was living away from home in London, and I was just stuck on like where I was going to head next because I was a professional dancer. And thank you. I was a professional dancer and I got injured, so I couldn't really do anything. So I couldn't dance anymore, so I didn't really know what I was going to do with my life. And so when I was presented with this opportunity, I was just like, sure, like I'll do it. Like, okay, cool. And I didn't really know how much it would really change my life. So I jumped into the business nearly 5 years ago now. And I have been able to do this for the past 3 years full time. I moved to America to be with Joss, who I actually met at a Juice Plus event. He's also a Juice Plus rep and a qualified national marketing director. And from America. So I've been able to move country, find my now fiance, and do this business together because we just get to love on each other and travel together and have fun and grow and empower each other. And it's just such a blessing to do this together. So I guess I decided to join when I was 18 because I didn't really have any other option, or I didn't really know what else I was going to do with my life. So I just decided that this would be it.
Awesome. I love it. Okay, so I know you mentioned almost 5 years with the company, which is so awesome. So throughout your journey, share with us like how you've overcome, any setbacks, or what you do to stay, keep that vision really strong. Can you hear me?
Yeah, sorry, it cut out. So how I overcome any setbacks, is that what you said?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I got stuck kind of like, I don't like to say stuck, but it was kind of stuck, like SC for a whole year. And then I was at SSC for like a whole 2 years. And so I honestly, like, the one thing that got me through it was really just knowing that everything was happening for me and not to me, and that I was really in a position of like just being grateful for where I'm at, rather than like comparing myself to other people's journey, and remembering that this is my journey and this is where I'm supposed to be at in this time and phase in my life, and that there's no rush to get to the top. There's no like, if you don't do it in this amount of time, you're worse than anybody else. That doesn't exist. And so I just kept my vision not on a title, but on like a lifestyle that I was creating for myself. And I managed to create a good enough income with the business where it doesn't matter what title I am. It doesn't matter, like, that doesn't matter. But it's what I can do in this business that matters the most, and not getting distracted by shiny objects or shiny titles or anything like that, but really grounding yourself and being like, remembering why you're doing this business. And for me, it was so that I could be able to travel back to England 3 times a year and be with my family as much as possible, even though I was living in a different country. And also to be able to live on my own terms and be able to do the things that I love to do as much as possible. And I've been able to do that for the past 2 years now, go back to England 3 times a year, spend time with my family, and, live my day to day. And that's what matters most. And that's why I'm in this business. And so even though the titles are awesome and they come with so many amazing things, you've got to remember why you're really in this business and what this business truly means to you, rather than just being like, how can I be national marketing director? So with any setbacks that come, I always just think, like, this is a lesson that I'm learning, and how can I grow through this, and what can I learn from this, and how can I flip this, and what's a really good way for me to change my mindset around this. And so, like, if something bad happens, rather than focus on all of the negative stuff, focus on, okay, what can I learn from this? And really learning and writing that down and journaling it out, and then knowing that you don't have to make that mistake again is really, really awesome, because setbacks are going to come. So every time I have a setback, I'm just like, that's awesome. I've had that setback, so now I'm not going to have it again. And so you're just learning as you go, and just keeping focused on where you're heading rather than anything else.
I love that. You're always so good with that. You're like, okay, what did you learn from this? Write it down, write it out, take a second, because I think when we're all going to have a setback at some point, and, our mindset is growing every single day, but not forgetting that we do have to put intentional work at growing our mindset. And there's a lot of different ways to do that, but keeping that in the center, because I know you mentioned on stage this weekend, like, this business, or I think it was part of even your bio, like, this business has really just been a long self-growth journey for you. So just keeping that at the center, because when you can, have a really strong mindset, you're going to overcome those setbacks, and you're actually going to be able to not just overcome them, to learn from them, and to be able to inspire other people. I know you shared on stage this weekend with all your girls, which was so fun to watch. And you told your girls, like, I've already made all the mistakes, like, learn from me. So I think a lot of us who are leaders on this call, or maybe you're not yet, but you're bringing on new team, any like, not necessarily mistake, but any setback you have had, being able to share that and be real and raw with your team, because most likely they're going to face the same thing or something similar. And so just being able to take that with a grain of salt and move forward from it. So I love that. Okay, so you mentioned a couple of times, and I know Carrie even mentioned it in the chat, not a title, but a lifestyle. And I know this weekend we talked about the difference of chasing after the title, and really creating that income, which is what you need to live that lifestyle, right? So creating that income and really focusing in on club level. So as a brand new 12 club, obviously, you know, you're duplicating qualified businesses, but what do you feel like your big piece of success is as far as keeping it really simple to duplicate club levels versus just chasing for the next title?
Yeah, so one of the first things that I do with my team members is we jump on when we're on our call and we're setting that vision of what they want from their business and why they're doing this business and what they're here for. It's not like I'm here to hit the app. Like that's never anyone's goal when they sign up, right? They're not like, oh yeah, you know what I really want to do is hit the app. Like that's not a goal really ever. It may be a goal that's going to help you to achieve your goals. So we really look at like what this business can be for them and like what they really want out of it. And then once we find that out, then I'll be like, okay, like how much do you need to be making a month to make that happen? Because that's what's going to get them the goal. Like as much as people don't like to talk about money, that's how you get to the things that you want to do. So I'm always like, okay, so realistically, like how much money do you need to be making each month in order to make that happen? Because if you don't know that, like then you're just aiming for something and you have no way of like mapping out like how close you are to making that happen. And me as an upline, like I don't know how to help you if I don't know how much money you need to be making. I don't know whether you're doing really good, whether you're really happy with this amount of money, or whether you're really sad because you're not making enough money as what you need. So we really get clear on like how much money they want to be making in their business and what time frame they want to be making that in. So some people might just want to make an extra $500 and that's totally fine. And some people might need to make an extra $2,000 or $4,000. And so once I have that income amount, then what we do is we go and match it to a club. So we go and we say, okay, if you want to be making $2,000 a month, this is what club member you need to be at. So rather than saying, you know, you need to hit SC in order to be making that amount of money, that's not necessarily true. Because, you know, at SC, you could hit that and make a different amount of money depending on whether you did the majority of the orders or your team did the majority of the orders. It can look really, really different. And an SC who might have hit their title like 3 months ago could be making a lot of a different paycheck compared to somebody who hit it today or like a year ago. Like it really fluctuates. So titles don't really reflect an income level because a national marketing director could be making the same as, you know, an SSC if their clubs are the same. So I always love to focus on clubs with my team when it comes down to creating an income that they're excited about and creating an income that's going to allow them to live out the goals or the lifestyle that they want to create. So once we have that in place, obviously the first step is to get to VF and then the second step is to get qualified. And so rather than me saying, okay, like let's get you to DD or HLP, we really just focus on getting to VF and getting qualified. And so your goal is to get qualified. DD and VF are just steps along the way in order to be qualified. And then once you're qualified, then we focus on getting you to the club level that you want to be in order to create that income that you want. And so once they've become qualified, all they're going to do is just duplicate that on of like, okay, this is what I did in order to get there. This is what you need to do in order to get there as well. And so we pass that on. And then once you give that to your brand new team member of just focusing on clubs, then what are they going to do? They don't know anything different. So what they're going to do when they bring on a team member is the exact same thing. They're going to be like, okay, like what income goal do you have? Like this is how many clubs you need. First step, qualify. First step in order to qualify is DD, VF, and then qualifying, and then we create those clubs. So that's really like, I think how a huge shift in my business. That wasn't always the way, but in the past, 4 or 5 months, that's been a huge thing. And we went from being 3 club in November, maybe 4 club in November, to being 12 club in January. And so maybe it was 4 club in, I can't remember, maybe the month before November. But it's been a huge jump in the past couple of months is what I'm trying to say. And that was really the big shift that we made, was just focusing on connecting that income goal with a club goal.
I love that. So yeah, that's amazing growth. Congratulations. I think what's so cool about, duplicating club levels, and you'll hear different people say this in the business. Jeff Roberti, one of the top earner, said it on stage this weekend, but if you help enough people get what they want, you'll get what you want. And so I think what's really cool about duplicating clubs is it's no longer about you. It's about duplicating, helping them qualify their business and helping other people on your team, make an income with their qualified business. And so I'm sure just seeing your 12 qualifiers, they've all been blessed in so many different ways. And so being able to help those 12 people in return helps you, hit that achievement of 12 clubs. So I think that's so cool about 12 clubs, because it turns into their business.
Yeah, just to touch on that as well, is like, I could like help somebody get to VF, but if they're like, I want to make $200 a month or something, I'm like, okay, like I can help you get to VF, but I don't know for sure that they're going to be making $200 a month, because they might hit VF and then not be putting through any new orders. But I know that if someone's qualified, they're going to be making around $200 a month at least. So having that as their goal, then I know comfortably that they're going to be making that amount of money. Whereas I don't want them to get to VF, make $200 a month or whatever that looks like, and then slip back and then not be making that amount of money and be like, you told me if I was at VF, I would be making this amount of money, but I know for sure if they're qualified, they will be. And that gives me peace of mind knowing that they're going to get a paycheck every single month. And it also gives them peace of mind knowing what they need in order to be making that paycheck every month.
That's awesome. Okay, well, we'll just wrap it up with one last question, because I feel like it's just, being Danielle and I have similar stories with being with the company for almost 5 years. And I'm sure you've seen a lot in your journey of 5 years. And so what do you have to share with us about the importance of longevity and just this opportunity, and how important it is to stay consistent rather than, quitting or wanting to quit or, having doubts about that?
Yeah. Well, first of all, I think like there's literally nothing better. Like there's nothing better than Juice Plus. Like it's so insane, this opportunity and the power of it. Like to have a stable company that's been around for 50 years, to have a product that's the most researched nutritional product in the world, to have leaders who show by example, to have the opportunity to live on your own terms, to make an uncapped income, to work around your own times, to be able to make health benefits. Like there's literally nothing better out there, to be able to build a residual income where, for me personally, by the time I'm 30, to be able to be making a multiple like 6-figure income every single month just from the work that I've done in the past is so powerful. So for me, there's nothing else out there. So I don't get distracted by anything else. I'm always thinking long term of like, what obviously I have goals for like the next 3 months, but like, what is my 5-year goal with this company? Like, where do I want to be in 5 years? Where do I want to be in 10 years? Where do I want to be in 20 years? So then everything that I'm doing is conscious about like where I want to be in that long-term vision, rather than me just looking at like the small goals. And that makes me really, really excited to what I'm creating. I really believe in this company, and I believe that you really get out what you put in, and everybody has equal opportunity. There's nothing else out there better, and we really have the best, possible chance right now to really go and shine with this company, and to be able to put your all in and to not get distracted by anything else out there. And like my Jossie's mum always says, Lauren, is like, just stay laser focused on where you're heading and what you're creating, and don't get distracted by other things, because you have to work hard somewhere, and my hard work, I'm going to put it into this where it's going to reward me a 1,000 times over, and it's the most powerful thing ever. And so if there was something that I would say, is just like keep growing, and if you're growing yourself, your business is oh no, can you hear me? Sorry, I just got a call. Yeah. So if you keep growing, your business is going to keep growing. And I know that you have to up level in order for your business to up level. And I really believe, if I wouldn't have been able to lead this team of like 240 girls if I was 18 still. Like that's why it took me 5 years to get to where I am today, because I had to up level. My mindset had to up level. I had to up level and expand my vision beyond like, how can I help 5 people? Like it's like so much bigger than that. So the longevity piece is, this is a sustainable, structured, strong company and business, and there's nothing else out it like this. And so to be having this opportunity in our hands, we're so blessed. And I just think that it would be silly to miss an opportunity.
I love that. I know Jeff shared on stage, he closed out the conference or the boot camp this weekend, and he talked about how Juice Plus really is such a world-class product and business. And I know Jeanette always says that. She's like, it's the classiest thing you could ever do. And so he said, Juice Plus is not good timing. It's not just good timing to be in this, it's timeless. And so, we get what we put into it, like you said, and something that Lauren said when she closed up Jeff was she said, you must fall in love with effort. You must fall in love with effort. And that really stood out to me because there's going to be mountains you have to climb. There's going to be, things that pop up in life. Life's going to happen. But just showing up and whatever you go through, you got to grow through. So Danielle, thank you so much. I am so grateful for you. And I know that you brought so much value to this call tonight. And we're so excited for you for 12 Club. I'm going to be right behind you, joining you at the Eltons. And I know so many people on this call who wants to create a 12 Club business by Austin. I'm telling you guys, there is plenty of time to be able to be at this amazing award ceremony and just to be able to recognize 12 amazing people on your team for having a qualified business. The duplication that Danielle has had in the last few months, it's just because she's kept things really simple and she's made it about everyone else and not about her goal. So I am going to open it up for questions. We have a couple minutes. I'll take a couple if you guys want to put them in the chat, or I guess you could unmute yourself, but do you guys have any questions for Danielle?
I just wanted to comment. I love what you said, Danielle, that I wrote a ton of notes. Everything is happening for me and not to me. And that's a totally different way of looking at something that you might think is negative. And it's like, no, it's happening for me. It's awesome because I'm going to learn something. I love everything you said. Literally my whole page I'm like, writing as fast as I can. So thank you. Who got you started?
That makes me so happy.
Who got you started and where did you meet them?
Actually 4 of my uplines quit on me. So I never really had an upline. And so I kind of just figured things out on my own. And I was introduced to Juice Plus through a friend of a friend. I didn't know the guy. I was thinking about becoming a personal trainer, and I asked if he knew anybody who worked in a gym where I could get a job, and he didn't, but he connected me with this guy who did Juice Plus. And so I did a call with him and I was like, sure. But yeah, he left, and then my other upline left, and then my other upline left, and then my other upline left. So I just went ahead like on my own and just figured it out for myself. And then I moved to America, and then I had to figure it out all over again. But I honestly think that it's such a blessing to have had that time to figure it out by myself, because now like I don't rely on anybody else, and I know that my own success is my, part of my, journey, and that nobody else is here to do it for me, and I'm here to grow my business. And I really believe that that's it's a really big blessing.
I love it. Awesome. That's a brilliant young girl right there.
Yeah, those uplines are going to be sorry. I think as we close this call, I know for myself, as my journey's gone along, we find ourselves comparing. I think it's human to do that. But I just want to remind you guys in this call tonight, 100 club, 50 club, whatever club, it all starts with one. And we got to see that this weekend in a perfect example. We were at a training at Danielle's Airbnb on Friday morning, and there was a couple hundred clubs in the room, and one of Danielle's new girls who just hit SC, she was a club 1, I think maybe club 2. So she introduced herself as club 1, and then a couple minutes later it went around the circle and there was club 100. And Jamie's eyes, the club 1, her eyes lit up, and it was so cool to just see her inspired. But for me in the back of the room, I got to see that, and it really does start with 1. I mean, we can't have 100 until we have 1, and even 12 for you, Danielle. So I just think if you're in this on this call thinking, oh my gosh, 12 or 50 or 100, whatever that may be, it all starts with 1. And it all actually starts with our own qualified business before we even get our first one. So Danielle, thank you so much. You're such a blessing. Thank you for blessing this call tonight and coming on with your wisdom. And I'm so excited for you. And thank you guys for everyone hopping on.